Hi guys, Stu Davison, NZX, Dairy Insights team with this week's market update. Right, NZX next year and the SGX, the Singapore exchange, have just signed a strategic partnership between the two exchanges to list the NZX suite of dairy derivatives on the SGX clearinghouse and platform. This will help the dairy derivatives market mature and hopefully build liquidity and with that increase exposure to the Asian markets. Asia is one of the biggest consumption or the biggest block of dairy consumption globally, and this exposure to that market directly will help this market mature fast. This week we've had GDT 281, surprisingly quite boring considering the two we had through March, which were a bang and then a boom and then a bust. And this one was quite mundane in terms of the actual price movements. However, quite interestingly, we have seen a fair bit of market insights into the demand piece of what the rest of the world's doing. We saw China step away, or Chinese buyers step away from this market, this event a lot more than normal. Usually we see them take the real big chunks of every volume on offer. However, at this event, we saw them step back, which allowed other regions to step up to the plate. And we saw that with the increased buying. And what surprised us was that the prices didn't move. We saw whole milk powder not lose at all, which means everyone else in the globe still willing to pay the price for whole milk powder, which is very encouraging considering the Chinese buyers stepped away. So to run you through those results, whole milk powder had no change. Skim milk powder ended the auction up 0.7%, AMF up 0.8%, butter prices moved up 2%, cheddar up 2.2%. There's only 160 tonnes of cheddar, so that result kind of doesn't mean a whole lot. Lactose prices fell 6.5%, quite a big drop there for lactose, with half of that lactose volume going to the UK. The index price only moved up 0.3%, so marginally nothing movement. We saw the other regions pick up, so Africa, South Central America, Latin America, and the Middle East picked up the spare whole milk powder volumes that China didn't buy. Southeast Asia picked up the skim milk powder China didn't want to buy, and Southeast Asia also picked up the butter that the North Asian buyers left on the table. Australian milk production for the month of February fell, down 0.8%. Season to date, however, is tracking 0.9% up. Queensland, South Australia and Western Australia were the biggest decliners for the month of February, with Tasmania making the biggest gain, but they're only up 0.3% for the month of February versus February 2020. Exports out of Australia and milk, or dairy we should be saying, is changing as the market is demanding these changes, which is no real surprise. The key one is the 8 months to February data set. 10,198 tonnes of cheese less has been exported to Japan, and Japan is a key cheese export destination for Australian cheese, so that's a fairly chunky drop. We also saw changes in whole milk powder, whey, and skim milk powder increasing. However, most significantly were infant formula and fat-filled milk powder dropping quite substantially out of Australia for February, the 8 months to February 2021. Chinese raw milk price stays elevated into March, and this is key because this is what's driving a lot of the whole milk powder demand and dairy global demand, is that China whole milk price is high and making imports seem a lot more attractive. The Chinese raw milk price stuck at 4.29 per kilo of milk, and this should help keep that global demand of milk high and continue to see those prices where they are for the short term at least until the next driver sort of pushes things around. Right, that's me guys. Bit of a longer video this week, sorry, but a lot to get through in a reasonably busy week by the end of it. Next week, Amy's going to have UX export data as well as milk production data, and surely something else will happen next week as well. Thanks, guys.